So you want to study in Singapore, but you didn't get any scholarships. And now you're wondering, is this actually affordable? If that's you, this video is exactly what you need. I spent one semester at the National University of Singapore as an exchange student with no scholarships and zero outside funding help. In this video, I'll break down exactly how much I spent, how I managed my budget, and what surprised me most about living in one of the most expensive cities in Asia. Let's get into it. Singapore is an amazing place. Modern, diverse, safe, and full of incredible food and culture. But let's be honest, it's not cheap, especially compared to its Southeast Asian neighbors. I was in Singapore for about 4 months, and no, this video isn't here to convince you that studying abroad is secretly affordable, because it's not. Studying abroad is a privilege, and it comes with a real price tag. This video is here to help you plan and prepare. If you're going to invest in this experience, I want you to have all the numbers up front. I spent a total of almost $10,000 on necessities and outside expenses. This does not include round-trip flights to and from Singapore. Here's the breakdown of where exactly that money went. Category 1. Necessities and admin fees. Basically, anything I paid at a bare minimum requirement to attend my exchange university. So for my home university's program, I got to pay my home university's tuition rather than the international fee for NUS, which means I paid $3,510 US. Then I stayed in a hall at NUS, which is dorm living. So I had a communal bathroom and a communal dining hall. And for housing, it cost 1,632 Singapore dollars. And this is a price for a double room, so a single would have cost more. So staying in a hall requires a meal plan, since they have a dining hall for breakfast and dinner, which means I paid 621 Singapore dollars and 30 cents. For my meal plan. So other fees, including ICA, student pass, and visa fees, IPA letter, insurance fee, housing application fee, and MSF registration fee, all totals to 333 Singapore dollars and 68 cents. So on the screen is a breakdown of each individual fee paid, this being December 2024 to January 2025 rates. Category 2, outside expenses. I split this into 3 categories: activities, food, and shopping/miscellaneous. So for activities, this included a class trip to Thailand, including the flight, hotel, and expenses, trips to Taiwan, South Korea, and Malaysia, including all the flights, hotel, hostel, and expenses, and then activities such as the Sea Aquarium, Sentosa Express, and the Studio Ghibli exhibition, and also the health center visits, grab rides, and bike rentals. So in total, I spent 3,850 Singapore dollars 71 cents. Most of my favorite things in Singapore were actually free. I'll be doing a separate video on what to do in Singapore for free, so make sure to subscribe if you're interested in that. So for the food category, thanks to the hall meal plan and campus food courts, the food was actually super affordable. I ate breakfast and dinner in my hall's dining hall on weekdays, which is not included in this category. Lunches at school canteens cost as little as 3 Singapore dollars for a full meal. And tip, almost every mall in Singapore has an underground food court, and they're fantastic. So total, I spent 1,000 Singapore dollars and 81 cents. The next is shopping and miscellaneous. So basically anything that didn't fit in the first 2 categories went here. This includes clothes, SIM cards/eSIMs, jewelry and bags, and toiletries like bug spray, wipes, laundry detergent, etc. In total, I spent 660 Singapore dollars and 80 cents. How I budgeted and stayed on track. Before I left for Singapore, I set a spending limit for outside expenses, created a Google Sheets budget tracker that auto-converted Singapore to US dollars, planned out what activities I wanted to do, then researched costs, discounts, and student perks. A pro tip: a key factor in making sure you stick to your budget is to plan your weekend trips and international travel early. Book flights ahead. Once the semester starts, time flies and holidays sneak up fast. I used student discounts. Some places give you free or discounted local tickets if you're a student attending a Singaporean university, which includes exchange students. Klook for activity bundles. Companies like Klook can give you discounted prices or special packages compared to if you bought it directly from the site. And utilize off-peak days. Some places like Universal Studios Singapore have less expensive tickets on certain days, typically between Monday to Thursday. I add these activities to my budget sheet to see an estimate of how much I'll be spending and adjust as the semester progresses. I also make a note of these trips and activities in my calendar to plan when I will go. The bottom line is, plan where you want to go in advance to get an estimate of the cost, but also be flexible in case of change. So, what was the total? After 4 months in Singapore, covering my housing, tuition, meals, weekend plans, shoppings, and trips to 4 different countries, the grand total came out to be $9,787 and 36 cents, which is 12,628 Singapore dollars and 4 cents. Yep, nearly 10 grand, all out of pocket, no scholarships. That's what it cost me to live, study, eat, explore Singapore, and travel internationally during one unforgettable semester. And honestly, as intense as that number sounds, it was still less than the regular semester at my home university, and way more life-changing. So was it worth it? Absolutely. Even though I spent nearly $10,000, that's $4,000 less than what I would have paid for a regular semester at my home university, with no international travel included. And on top of that, I visited 4 countries, built long-life friendships, and gained confidence navigating a new country completely on my own, even when I felt lost. It wasn't just for fun. It made me grow. Also, just a side note, all these conversions are for July 2025 Singapore to US dollar exchange rates. I actually would have spent a little less than this total amount using January to May exchange rates, but it's pretty much the same area. I hope this video gives you a real look at the cost of studying abroad in Singapore with no scholarships or external help. I'm not saying it's easy, but if you have the chance to do it and it fits your financial situation, it's absolutely worth it. Let me know in the comments, are you planning to study abroad, and do you have any tips or budget hacks to share? Also subscribe for future videos like free things to do in Singapore, what to pack for exchange, and study abroad prep from a student's point of view. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.